There is a lot of squatters in California. How they become squatters, changes case by case. Some squatters are squatters intentionally, and they've been squatting for years, and they figured out a way to use the system in their benefit. And you have new squatters that are figuring out that they can just stop paying rent. If they sometimes will sign a lease with the intention to pay 1 month, get into a house, and stop paying rent. So there are various types of squatters. I find that it's kind of evolving, and squatting is almost like, it's been around for so many years, but with the new generation of squatters, I find young people that are taking over houses and turning them into party houses and charging admission. There are people that, from Airbnb that become squatters and then turn around and make income off of housing through Airbnb. So there are a lot of types of squatters, that we could discuss, and there's different changes in laws that could prevent this.
Is it getting worse from your experience, or is it the same?
I think it's always been a problem. I think that we are hearing more about it, just with the age of social media and everything else. Everything that we hear, we automatically think it's something new. But the truth is, it seems like it's worse because of the media and because of the attention.
So there's more attention on it now these days.
There's a lot more attention, but most cases, I'm running into people that have been squatting for years, and elderly people that have been living with squatters for multiple years because they don't have the resources or the family to help them. So yeah, it's squatters that have been, squatting for several years.
So people move in with elderly people. Can you explain? You have seen some examples of that, how it works?
I have the perfect example of that. And I have a case that is in Culver City, California. And I have, during the process, I've met with social services, law enforcement, attorneys, trying to figure out what is going on and how it happened. But the bottom line is, you had somebody that came in and either posed as a caregiver or was a caregiver and decided not to do any caregiving. And she gained access on an 88-year-old woman's home. And after, just occupying space and not caregiving, the elderly woman asked to have her removed. So she reaches out to the service that provided her and was told, "We fired her. However, we can't help you get her out of your house."
Wow.
So, in California and many other states, they're considered, they live in. Caregivers, in many cases, live with the homeowner. So they are considered a tenant, and you have to go through a process to get them out. Even though they don't have a lease, they don't have an actual living agreement to live there, they're still treated like a tenant or squatter, and there's a process to get them out.
And what's that process? Is it a full eviction process, and how long does it take?
Yeah, typically it would require someone, prior to me, it would require someone hiring an attorney that specializes in eviction, and go through and start the eviction process. And that could take, if they don't fight, it could be as early as 90 days. But if they hire an attorney, or they know anything about their rights and how long they can push it and the different things that they can say to a judge to prolong it, they will fight to extend it another 60 days, another 90 days. Most cases I'm hearing it's 6-8 months, and sometimes up to a year. And you pay an attorney for a year, you're spending a lot of money. These elderly people that are victims, they don't have the resources. There's a misconception that if you own a home, you have money. And, people that own a home will argue that just because you own a home, you own a mortgage, you don't own a bank account.